Mike's in the court, yeah, we got that full grip. Driving through the lane, watch them do that quick flip. We got the teamwork, making all the nets pop. Hoops like a job, and we punching that clock. Bounce past alley-oop, yeah, we set the trend. Crossing over defenders to the very end.
Yeah, you know what time it is. Let's talk about it.
Welcome. How's it going today? Welcome to Sports Talk. Mike Dalton.
AD, we're back.
How you been doing since the last time we've been on here?
They've been killing it.
Yeah?
Yeah, this has been like a movie.
Yeah?
You know, they got that actor.
Who's that?
Anthony Edwards. You know, they got that actor.
Oh, you diving right in. Diving right in. I asked you how you been doing.
I've just been watching it.
Yeah.
You know, eating my popcorn. Like, it's crazy.
It has been an exciting Western Conference final.
Yeah.
We know the Eastern Conference Finals is over with. So, but
I fell asleep on that side, but it's cool.
You kind of already broke into it, so we might as well just dive into the Mavs and the Wolves last night. Everybody's aware, the Mavs, the Wolves finally won the game without getting swept. They in Dallas, so they down 3-1. Anthony Edwards did his job last night, but I thought Karl-Anthony Towns had a big role. What kind of things were you kind of paying attention to? What stood out to you the most about it?
Karl Towns can finally make a shot. He can finally shoot just a little bit. I can shoot now. Like,
so you're saying one night because
it's one night. And I still think about the quote, when Kyrie's at the free throw line. This is their Super Bowl. This is just the regular game. I still think about that quote because I'm looking at it like win or lose.
Yeah. So does that take the pressure off of Minnesota going back to Minnesota for Game 5?
I think they're about to fold out.
So you like
I think Kyrie's about to kill it. Like, he's about to give himself in for real.
So last night,
Uncle Drew's coming.
Uncle Drew is coming because he didn't have his typical game last night.
16-2 and 4 turnovers. It's not an Uncle Drew night, Luka did his thing, but
he was the only guy over 20 points for the Mavs. He had 29 points. Everybody had, so
yeah.
not a lot of help.
Their third score was like 13 points. I don't think that's gonna do much. But you have a team like you saw when they were all calling what's the center's name? Calling him to the huddle. They were like, "Come on, come to the team."
The center for which team?
For the Mavs.
Oh, you talking about Gabbard? Or
and they were talking like it was a college game. Like, let's all huddle up during the free throw. And that shows signs that, like, oh, we're a team.
Everybody's buying in.
We're all bought in. We're all on the same page. And you're on the same page in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be too much. I think it will be too much prediction. My prediction is going to be too much math, for the Wolves, even next game. Even though they got that.
They're going to be at home.
They're
going to be at home.
They're gonna give it a dogfight, but we'll see who's gonna stay collected as a team to be able to win this one.
How much do you think? Okay, I mean, Dallas won 3 straight games. I mean, that's a good feat, and they weren't even the higher seed. So now they got this team. They also had lost. They played the past 2 games without Lively. So do they need Lively going back into Minnesota? Do they need to go back there? Do they need him, or they could just we can come back to Dallas? But how much of impact do you think he will if he plays or if he doesn't play?
Well, I think you can rest him when you can try to rest
because
him.
they're up 3-1.
They're up 3-1. They're up 3-1. You can rest them one more game. You don't need to let's push it right away. It's not the finals yet. Even though these is important games. It's not. If it was the NBA Finals, it'd be a different story. I said put it away. But
if he has a chance to play, I'd play him. You don't want to give a team, right?
I don't think you can get momentum out of a Kyrie. I'm choking on this 15-0 right now. In the closeout game.
So you like him. You like him to close it out.
You go 15-0, you call Mayweather. You're Mayweather in the
whatever the closeout game last night.
In the game 7s.
Oh. Well, this is only
Game 7. He's a closeout.
Yeah.
In the he's 15-0 in Game 7.
We got Game 5.
Yeah.
As everybody can see, we at the Garden. This is where the next game is. Right here on this floor in Boston. They getting rest. That doesn't start until June 6th.
My janitor Larry.
So that rest that Boston's getting right now, which can give them opportunity to get Porzingis back. And who knows? If I'm Dallas, I'm trying to close this out so I can get some rest too. They got some injuries. Luka's dealing. How much of a factor you think that is? Or all of that's out the door right now? It's all about just getting the job done.
Just get the job. Luka is doing it.
Well, he's been hampering with the knee and everything. He's been battling through.
It's a long season.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all right. So we got that. We got the game 5 coming up. That's tomorrow night. I think that game is tomorrow night in Minnesota. And then last night, jumping over to the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, she dropped 30 last.
They get a W?
Didn't get the W. And the team that they lost to, the Los Angeles Sparks, they only have 2 wins. So what did you say about that 30 points that Caitlin?
I think it's just momentum, right? It's her first year. Give her time. Like, we didn't hear from a Curry until about year 5, year 6. We didn't hear from a Kobe till year 3, really.
So just
hype,
a part of the growing pain.
It's a part of the hype. Yeah, it's a part of pain in the hype. I think so. So it's a part of that.
Well, and then there was another game last night. You had the Connecticut Sun, which they are now 6-0 versus the Phoenix Mercury. Connecticut beat them 70-47. In which the reason I bring that game up because they have a player, Dewana Barner. She scored 19 points and she became the 7th WNBA player to drop 7,000. And she's done that in 5 seasons. What can you say about her game?
Sounds like a Hall of Famer to me. Just in the making. I don't know how many chips she's got.
Yeah.
Right now, but I mean, I go based off chips too. I'm based off that, but that sounds like a Hall of Famer.
That still reached that in 5 seasons. That's a lot. That season's not even stuff like that. So, like I said,
she got game.
Yeah,
she got game too.
Well, that team is 6-0, so that's somebody. I know it's early in the season, but that's one of the teams kind of like starting to pay attention to in this early part of the WNBA season. Another game was played last night. Was the Seattle Storm. They beat Chicago. Skylar Diggins-Smith, she dropped 21, and then her teammate Jewel Lloyd.
Love you, Skylar.
Jewel Lloyd scored 19. They're 4-3 in the early season, so that's a player. She's been in the league for a minute. Good baller. Another team to watch out for in this early WNBA season.
No, yeah, she's a killer too. I just don't think anybody's really stopping those aces though.
Yeah.
Vegas aces over there that's like the mountain right now for that.
Well, as the
NBA, they got some fillers,
as the NBA, it's kind of winding down the finals. We got more and more WNBA games to get into and really kind of dig into it.
Yeah,
and we can definitely see what the Las Vegas Aces, what they're doing and stuff. So that's good. And then I had one thing I kind of wanted to touch on. This is nothing about the teams, but this is kind of related to college sports. When it came up, I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on it. It's about this, this NIL money that's going.
I'm not here for clicks.
It's not, to me, it's not about who gets the money. It's not about how much money get. I just want to know, as a player, how does that impact your team if you got players shuffling? What does that do for each program if you got players just jumping around, just going to get the bag? If they don't stay where they, stay and complete that time, how do you see that impacting these teams competing when you're trying to get that cohesiveness and go through the NCAA season?
Well, I think it's turning into like a small simulation of being a pro for like teams in schools. You got this whole thing where there's a bunch of guys getting deals now,
and they're getting crazy money. I think that money's been sitting there all along anyway.
Yeah,
right?
It's sitting there.
Yeah,
which you give a student in high school motivation to be able to get deal money, NIL money right now. He's gonna go as hard. I'm sorry, I'm going as hard as I can. I'm going as hard as I can, regardless. But I mean that, and I ain't got money like that. Of course, like that sets the tone. I think it's just turning up. It's a new adjustment to it, but it's definitely right for what we're like moving forward. I think there's gonna be some tweaks that needs to be made for it moving forward too. But
it'll be interesting.
And I think it's gonna move more towards high school.
Yeah,
like there's gonna be NIL deals in high school being brought about, stuff like that.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how it goes, over the next few years, to see the impact of it and see how it impacts college teams and stuff as well. So, You know, and then the one other thing, one last thing that we do have the USA Olympics coming up, so there will be plenty of basketball. You got the men's basketball teams, which got a couple of games coming up against Canada and some other teams. So those teams are assembling and get together. So we'll have a lot to talk about. You're going to have the NBA draft coming up too. So all of those things kind of clashing together, which as we're winding down.
So wait, since you're jumping ahead of the finals, who do you have?
I like Dallas.
If you was to predict right now,
I like Dallas, and I'm not saying it
Dallas and what
was Dallas and Boston.
But yeah, Dallas and what? Like
I'm not going to say that because I got to see injured. Are they injured players? Is Lively out if they get that far?
No, Lively's in. Everybody's in. We're healthy.
I would have to get a slight edge, honestly. I like Dallas to get there, but I'm going to lean toward Boston because of the overall experience.
Boston wants it. They want it. But Kyrie going against the Celtics in the finals, he can't lose. You know how much he does not? He really don't.
And we jumping.
He going to win. He's winning the next one. I'm sorry. Timberwolves fans, this is the last time you will see. He'll probably be on another Adam Sandler movie. Number 2, but this is the last time you're gonna see, my boy Anthony Edwards. I'm sorry, Uncle Drew's coming. He's coming to Minnesota with his coat on. So
look him up. Look him up. If you don't know who Uncle Drew is, you ballers know who he is. So you basically saying it's closeout.
It's closeout game for the Mavs. That's my prediction. That's it. That's my prediction. So whoever's betting on it, you know what to do.
All right.
I just made you a bet. Subscribe to this channel. Dalton Sports Talk. I don't even know how to end it. Hit like and subscribe.
Hit the like and
Dalton
subscribe.
Sports Talk on Sports House News. You know how we do it.